Hello and thank you for listening. My name is Jeff Rounds and I am a self-taught Omnis Reverend serving people in recovery. This is the first of a series of recordings designed to explain 12-step recovery to the general public in a language that is easy to understand and relate to. Over time, I'll be describing the pros and cons of recovery, why the 12-step recovery model works, and how to get the most out of your recovery. First, I'd like to share one of the readings you might hear at a 12-step meeting. It is taken from pages 58 through 60 from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I have found it to be one of the most profound and beneficial things ever written. As evidence, there are hundreds of different fellowships and programs worldwide based on this single reading. The reason is that the men who started Alcoholics Anonymous did not create the steps as much as they did discover them. The reading is called How It Works because it was known that it did work, and this is how they were describing it to others. As an Omnis Reverend and owner of Mixed Recovery Inc., I formally support Alcoholics Anonymous and many other 12-step fellowships and state that the following reading consists of universal truth. That means that the following statements can be applied to any alcoholic and, in truth, any other human. Any of us who are willing to take these steps can recover from any negativity in our lives regardless of our other beliefs or practices. In short, how it works means how life works and the steps humans are welcome to take to rid themselves of fear, shame, regret, trauma, grief, anger, depression, anxiety, and more. I'm not asking. This is confession of what I and millions of other people have learned working the 12 steps in recovery, and helping others understand these concepts is part of my self-care. This is Jeff Rounds for Mixed Recovery, and this is how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not give themselves to this simple program, usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose, in a general way, what we used to be like, what happened, and what we're like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. At some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked for his protection and care, and with complete abandon, here are the steps that we took that are suggested as a program of recovery. 1. We admitted we are powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7. Humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continued to take a personal inventory, and when we are wrong, promptly admitted it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. And 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic The chapters of the agnostic and our personal adventures before and after make clear three pertinent ideas. A. That we are alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B. That probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And that C. That God could and would if he were sought. For more information regarding Alcoholics Anonymous, please visit www.aa.org. This has been Jeff Rounds for Mixed Recovery.